It's early morning in San Francisco, and the streets are deserted. Perfect conditions for Paul McConnell and his friend Vince LaMarche to take their motorcycles out cruising.
We were at Paul's parents' house. He knew of this road that he really liked, and he knew it was safe because usually there's no cars or anything parked on the sides. So we were just heading up towards the Golden Gate Bridge.
Paul is deaf. It's a condition he's had since birth. He rides close to Vince so they can communicate visually. But Paul, ever the daredevil, wants to show off his stuff. At each light, he gets a little more brazen. He decides to do a risky maneuver.
We both left the light at about the same time, and as he was pulling away, he tried something a little bit different. He was going to throw his leg over the back of the bike.
Up ahead, Paul notices an illegally parked car, and when he tries to settle his bike down, disaster strikes. The brutal collision whips Paul's body into the middle of the road.
Because of the way that he hit the car, I said, I hope he's still alive, because I don't want to make that phone call to his mom.
Vince gets off his bike and rushes to his friend's side.
I was running back to him, thinking to myself, you know, there might be a chance that he hasn't made it. And, you know, I was trying to prepare myself for that.
Paul appears lifeless, his eyes rolled back in his head. But a deep guttural moan lets Vince know his friend is still alive. Vince takes off his helmet cam and lays it on the ground. Passers-by move in to help. One of them dials 911. But Paul is fading fast, his vitals growing weaker by the second. Vince realizes that his buddy is slipping away. He pages Paul's family as well as Paul's girlfriend, Shannon Taffy, to meet them at the hospital.
I went into the room where he was in and saw him laying there, just looking in a lot of pain, not moving. His eye was terrible. He was bleeding out of his eye. It was hard to look at him like that. Couldn't stop crying. Just so scared, not knowing what was going on.
After several long hours, Paul pulls through and tells his remarkable tale of survival. Shannon interprets.
As I was wheeling, I was concentrating mostly on trying to get the motorcycle balanced. And then I noticed the car. Decided to land it and be safe and go past on two wheels instead of one wheel. When I landed, the handlebars started to shake really hard, violently. And then I fell over to the left side, and that's the last thing I remember. I had both of my hands broken, my orbitals broken, my nose was broken, my ribs were broken too. And since I'm deaf, I use my hands to communicate, to write or to sign, and also my eyes to read. And I couldn't really see because of what happened to my left eye. It was not a good day for me.
Vince believes the only reason Paul survived the wreck was because of his protective gear.
If he was some squid that was out there in a guppy helmet, no leathers, just jeans, he wouldn't have made it. He would have just basically disintegrated. He would have looked just like the bike. But luckily with the leathers and the full face helmet, it really helps.
It's been 9 months since the accident, and although Paul has recovered and is back riding again, the lesson he learned has forever changed his life.
I have this philosophy about the whole thing. It goes like this. To be old and wise, you have to be young and stupid first.